So while we're taking it back, and you were talking about your dad being your coach, and I'm sure you've had other mentors along the way, and I've had many myself. What was probably the moment in your life that you felt was the biggest shift for you?
Okay, so we're going there. Interesting, because like I said, I try to encourage people to be their authentic selves, right? And when I thought about my own journey, what I realized is there was a part of my story that I was hiding, that I was afraid to think about, and I was embarrassed of. And if I'm going to be my most authentic self, the same way I tell other people to be, I have to own that, and I have to accept it, and I have to embrace it. And that was that I dropped out of high school. And you might be wondering, well, how does this correlate? Well, that was my first decision to recognize and listen to my own inner voice, that I wasn't productive. I wasn't happy. I wasn't executing. I just wasn't accomplishing much. And I didn't have great grades. I wasn't very social. And if you look at me now, I'm extremely social. I went through, after I did go to college, I ended up getting my master's as a straight A student. I now teach at a graduate school at Rollins now. So like my life took an entire shift. But that moment, when I told my mom I was going to drop out, and she could have said a million things. She could have said, absolutely not, you have to stay in. Or why don't you get better grades? Or why don't you like going to football? Like, she could have said anything. What she said was, okay, I support you, but know your plan. And I had to go think about what it really would mean to transition out of high school, because I still wanted to get my diploma. I didn't want to just drop out, but I wanted to work full time. And I was only 16, and I had to figure out how to do that. And so navigating the impressions of other people, swimming upstream, doing something different, being on my own, and having it be very unconventional. I think those were the first marks of what would lead to this entrepreneurial type love and career. And that's, if you think about it, what a lot of us do when we start businesses. We're stepping out into something that is very foreign and scary and lonely, but we're doing it because we're following something that's a calling within us. And even if it's not acceptable from society, or even if it's not something a million other people have done, it doesn't matter. If you know that it's the right decision and you have the right support, then you can really do anything. You just have to figure out how.
I love that you said your mom told you have a plan. And what's interesting now is, what are you doing? You're helping CEOs and CFOs and CFOs make a plan, right? You're helping these corporations make plans to sell. You're having them make plans to have these mergers and acquisitions. So, to connect those dots back to being 16 years old, and you had to make a plan that, if I'm going to drop out of high school, what am I going to do instead? And now you're basically the plan master.
Full circle, right? That's crazy.
I'm making moves. Come on, the future's bright and blinding. I'm up here on this mountain, been here all day just